Hey guys, it's Scuzzy, and welcome to my efficient and realistic 1 to 99 farming guide for Runescape 3 in the year 2016. Make sure you check the description to vote on the next 1 to 99 guide for the series. Farming is a skill that was released in mid-2005. Its method of training has been pretty much the same since the skill started, with a few exceptions. One exception is the release of the dungeoneering skill, which introduced a method in early 2010 of farming herbs within a small dungeon to yield amazing experience per hour in that era. Another exception is the release of the Seedicide, which is an item that crushes specific seeds of your choosing when a monster drops a seed. This, coupled with a Slayer monster called the Aqua Knight, as well as some other monsters, will yield an even higher amount of experience per hour. I know that these methods seem great, and they are probably the option for most of you trying to get farming up fast, but they are not as efficient, since farming, unlike real life, takes minimal effort with high experience yield. You shouldn't spend your time actually grinding the farming skill when it can be trained very close to what we call a lossless time frame. Lossless is a term you may not have heard of, so let me define it for you. It is the act of something taking absolutely no time to achieve. This is only done when multitasking. I said very close to lossless because farming does require you to plant and check to get the experience. You could technically bring your Seedicide to every Slayer task when going for 99 Slayer, but the realisticity is you would only see a fraction of what you would need for 99 farming from that. Let's cover some of the useful items. Clan avatars will give a 6% bonus to your base experience if you are holding one, and 3% if someone on your world is. Refer a friend gives a 10% bonus to any experience gained. For this guide, I have neglected both of these bonuses since it may be unrealistic to have these at such early levels in the game. If you do have access to either of these experience boosts, then you will achieve 99 farming quicker than I have said in the guide. The Giant Ant Familiar will increase your produce yield from fruit trees by around 35%. This doesn't change your experience rates per hour, but it does help you save a little money, especially when you get to the higher level fruit trees. Magic Secateurs give a 10% increase to allotments and herb harvests. You can get this from Fairy Tale Part 1. The Scroll of Life is a dungeoneering reward that has a 10% chance to get the seed back when harvesting plants. It has a 5% chance of getting a seed back from a dead tree or stump. It has a farming and dungeoneering level requirement of 25. Juju farming potions give a 33% chance to double a harvest each herb harvest. Although we did not cover herb runs in this guide, it is kind of useful for farming. Note, you should add these items to your tool belt: rake, seed dibber, spade, and gardening trowel. Your inventory should look something like this. We have 6 normal trees, 7 fruit trees, 1 calquat tree, 1 elder tree, payment for each tree, tele tabs and runes for each location, teleport crystal, and a Juju teleport spirit bag. A ring of dueling and mudstaff are both used for teleporting to locations. Combining these items is not necessary, although you will need the tools that I mentioned in the note, but it will help for the cost and time of 1 to 99 farming. Let's talk about the mechanics. Farming cycles. When I was going for 200 mil farming, I would sometimes come home and find that my fruit trees, which should have taken 16 hours to grow, were not grown after 24 hours. This is because of the farming cycle. It's based on the GMT time zone, and I did not plant my trees at the correct time. Yeah, there's actually a correct time to plant your trees. On the screen, I have a table from the RS Wikia that explains each cycle length and its start time based on GMT or UTC. For the rest of this video, I will interchangeably use GMT and UTC. They mean the same thing. Just to pick this table apart so you can sort of understand it, look at the cycle lengths. Now eyeball down to the length of 20 minutes. This is the length of one herb cycle. An herb patch has a total of 4 cycles before it is finished growing. To correctly plant an herb run, you want to get your last herb planted just before the interval of 20 minutes, e.g. 0 after the hour, 20 after the hour, or 40 after the hour. If you end your last herb run at, let's say, 22 after the hour, the first herb tick does not happen until 40 after the hour. This leaves an 18-minute gap between your first herb being done and your last herb being done. As well as the growth stage windows, albeit at 20 minutes, 40 minutes, etc., plants only grow when the player reaches a growth tick. One growth tick is equal to 500 game ticks, or approximately 5 minutes. This would not be any interest to you except for the fact that when a player logs in or logs out, it will reset your current growth tick. So, that means every time you decide to go grab a drink of water or mow your lawn and accidentally log out, you set your timer back by 5 minutes. For trees, this is not an issue unless you logged out and then logged in within fewer than 5 minutes between the two actions and between 5 to 10 minutes before the tree was about to hit its growth stage window. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I've got to click on this waterfall spot. Wait, what the heck did this kid just say? Let me explain it in other terms. You plant one tree at 2330 UTC, then you go in skill for 29 minutes and AFK'd too hard and your client auto-logs you out at 2359 UTC, just before midnight. Your farming growth tick just got reset, and guess what? It will take 5 minutes for it to reach its threshold again. The growth window for a tree ends around 5 past midnight UTC, so as long as you do not log back in until after that time, your tree will hit its growth stage. Note that growth windows have a gap of 500 ticks or 5 minutes. If you miss this growth window, you can set yourself back 80 minutes, 40 minutes, or even 160 minutes. What I urge is, for efficiency's sake, make sure that you're either logged in or logged out during your growth window. Each growth window is shown in the table on screen now. Normal trees can be a bit trickier than herbs, but since you plant 2 tree sets per day, you have a little room for error. If you were to try very hard and plant tree runs every single time you could plant one, it would get very crazy. But fruit trees you plant once per day because it takes approximately 16 hours to complete the full growth cycle, and it's just try hard to do them in consecutive cycles one after another. Since farming is almost a lossless skill, I don't recommend thinking too hard about it. This guide is to just open your eyes on what is the most efficient and realistic path to 99 farming. With all that being said, let's get into the guide. Now that we sort of understand the mechanics, we can talk about the types of farming runs. Tree runs should have 2 types. Your first type should include 6 normal trees and 7 fruit trees. The tier doesn't really change the number of trees you can plant, with the exception of locking the Privdinus trees. Basically, you can still plant 6 maple trees and 7 banana trees if you unlocked Privdinus already. Your first run should be before the growth window interval begins. So for example, if you get up to go to work at 6 UTC, start your morning farm run before the 520 UTC farming growth window. If a full tree run takes you 20 minutes, begin your farm run at 450 UTC. God, that's early. But farming in real life is just as early, if not earlier. Just cater your schedule around the set farming growth windows and you should be good. Like I said, you don't actually have to follow this schedule since it can get annoying, but to see the best results, a schedule is good. If you planted your first run of trees at the correct time, your second run should be ready after around 8 hours. If you work a full-time job, you haven't left work yet, but don't worry because you have leeway, like I said before. The very latest you should do your second tree run, though, is around 14 hours after you planted your first run. This will ensure you have enough time for your trees to grow before your next full tree run. Your second run will consist of 6 normal trees and should also be just before the growth window interval begins. Let's say you get home around 10 hours after your first tree run. That will put you around 1520 UTC. That is the next farming growth window for normal trees, so you would want to start your tree run 30 minutes before that if you can. If you can't, then it's not really a big deal. Just plant your trees before the next growth window, which would be 40 minutes from then. Rinse and repeat the method each day. Now let's talk about the levels. Levels 1 through 17. For levels 1 through 17, you want to complete a Fairy Tale Part 1. This quest has a few requirements, but you do get the item discussed earlier, Magic Secateurs. So, you kill 2 stones with 1 bird. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You do need to have completed Lost City, Nature Spirit, Priest in Peril, the Restless Ghost, Jungle Potion, and Druid Ritual. That's 6 quests on top of Fairy Tale 1, so I can understand if you don't want to do this. But since quests are a key factor in efficiency overall, I have chosen to include this. This quest will get you from 1 to 17 farming. I should note that the Tanglefoot monster during the quest gets damaged based on your farming level, so it may take a while for you to kill if you're only level 1 farming. If you do Recipe for Disaster freeing the Goblin Generals, you will get 1000 farming experience, and that will bring you to level 9, and will help you complete the Fairy Tale Part 1. If you do both quests, you will be a bit further ahead than this guide portrays, but only by 1000 XP. This is almost negligible at higher levels though. Levels 17 through 45. For this level segment, you should get 24 acorns, 7 apple tree seeds, 30 willow seeds, 61 plant pots, 8 full watering cans, 24 baskets of tomatoes, 30 basket of apples, 63 sweet corn, and some cash. Use the seeds on each plant pot and then use the watering can on each plant pot. You will now have watered saplings ungrown. We will have to wait for the next in-game growth window. For saplings, it's just 500 game ticks starting from midnight UTC. Once your saplings are grown, start your normal tree run. You should do 3 full oak runs in consecutive order to get you to level 27. Each oak tree run will take you 2.5 hours to grow. From there, you want to couple one oak tree run with one apple tree run as depicted from the first farming run shown. Once your last oak tree run is finished, you should be level 35, so move on to willow trees. You want to plant 5 consecutive sets of willow trees before moving on. Each set of willow trees will take you 4 hours to grow. You should be ending day 1 of your adventure. You should now be at level 45. Levels 45 through 51. For this level segment, you should get 12 maple seeds, 7 curry tree seeds, 19 plant pots, 3 full watering cans, 12 baskets of oranges, 35 baskets of bananas, and some cash. Use the seeds on each plant pot and then use the watering can on the plant pot. You will now have watered saplings ungrown. Once your saplings are grown, start a first tree run. You should do 1 full first tree run and 1 normal tree run approximately 8 to 10 hours after the first tree run to reach level 51. Levels 51 through 60. For this level segment, you should get 24 maple seeds, 14 pineapple tree seeds, 28 plant pots, 4 full watering cans, 24 baskets of oranges, 140 watermelon noted, and some cash. Use the seeds on each plant pot and then use the watering can on the plant pots. You will now have watering saplings ungrown. Once your saplings are grown, start your first tree run. You should do 2 days of tree farming. Each day consists of 1 full first tree run and 1 normal tree run. You should now be level 60 farming and ending day 4. Level 60 through 68. For this level segment, you should get 36 yew seeds, 21 papaya tree seeds, 47 plant pots, 6 full watering cans, 360 cactus spines, 210 pineapples noted, and some cash. Use these seeds on each plant pot and then use the watering can on the plant pots. You will now have watered saplings ungrown. Once your saplings are grown, start your daily tree runs. You should do 3 days of tree farming. Each day consists of 1 full first tree run and 1 normal tree run. You should now have level 68 farming and ending day 7. Level 68 through 75. For this level segment, you should get 48 yew seeds, 28 palm tree seeds, 74 plant pots, 10 full watering cans, 480 cactus spines, 420 papayas noted, and some cash. Use the seeds on each plant pot and then use the watering can on the plant pots. You will now have watered saplings ungrown. Once your saplings are grown, start your daily tree runs. You should do 4 days of tree farming. Each day consists of 1 full first tree run and 1 normal tree run. You should now be level 75 farming and ending day 11. Level 75 through 99. For this level segment, you should get 504 magic tree seeds, 294 palm tree seeds, 798 plant pots, 100 full watering cans, 12,600 coconuts noted, 4,410 papayas noted, and some cash. Wow, that was a mouthful. Use the seeds on each plant pot and then use the watering cans on the plant pot. You now have watered saplings ungrown. Once your saplings are grown, start your daily tree runs. You should have 42 days of tree farming. Each day will consist of 1 full tree run and 1 normal tree run after that, at about 8 to 10 hours afterwards. You should now be level 99 farming, and at the end of day 54. In total, you will spend 183 million GP on 1 to 99 farming, and it will take approximately 54 full days. If you would like to know how I came up with these numbers, I will be explaining it with a spreadsheet in the next video I post. If you're satisfied with the rates I've shown you, you don't have to check out the next video. I do urge you though, as it is fascinating, and knowledge can help you understand some things deeper than how much will this cost me. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you check the description to vote on the next 1 to 99 guide. Peace.